like to talk a little bit about this gang stalking, EMF and RLIF implants, because I think it's all part and parcel. They're all working together to destroy the fabric of our society. They are working hard to tear up the grass, tear up the turf, and create as much turmoil and as much chaos as possible. I believe that that after the terror attacks on September 1st of 9/11, and we all remember that day, that when things locked down in the United States, they either implemented shortly before the event or after the event this surveillance state, which is a combination of the RLIF brain implants, the EMF audio transmissions, and this gang stalking thing that's going on. I think it's directly related to audio hallucinations. I think it's exactly directly related to audio hallucinations. Now, remember that what they were able to do is they created a machine called the Stingray, right? Well, the Stingray, I think the Stingray is a combination of the gather to use RLIF, EMF, and to gather information from cell phones, text messages, emails, transfers, all of those things combined. With the Stingray, you're able to, from point position, gather information in a very large radius of everybody within that radius, whether you are a criminal or not. So what it's doing is if you are not a criminal and you don't have any history whatsoever with the police, your information is still going directly to them. It doesn't matter. Your cell phone messages, your cell phone calls, your texting, anything you send email via internet, pictures, does not matter. Everything doesn't matter, whether you're a criminal, whether you're under investigation. You could be a citizen that never commits a crime ever in your life. And your information from your home and everybody in your home is going directly to that machine. Now, what it allows them to do is violate people who would not necessarily think they're under investigation. Because you don't know you're under investigation. You don't know there's somebody watching you. You don't know somebody's infiltrating your information, your home, your private life, those kinds of things. Then you have no idea when these people hit you. They can rob you. They can drain your finances. They can literally take everything from you, and you don't even know what hit you. And it's because of the gathering of this information that they're able to do this. Now, it's unfortunate because I believe that our countries have been infiltrated by a system that is trying to, like I said, create as much havoc as possible to uproot the fabric of our societies. Now, what they're able to do with this is through their observation and through research and the gathering of information, they are able to seek out individuals with a certain personality type, with a certain, what should I say? They're able to seek out the deviants, the ultra-violent, the ultra-manipulative, and the vindictive. They are able to seek out the ultra aggressive. And what they do is once they know who you are, you might not even know that they know who you are, right? But they can approach you then. They approach you, and they either force you to work with them, or you're happy to join them because you finally found a group of individuals that is like you, so you don't have to hide no more. Unfortunately, this was designed for a reason. It's hard to say, but I think it's just, that there's a second Holocaust happening right now before our eyes. We have these ultra strong carfentanyls infiltrating the streets, extremely dangerous drugs on the streets. We have this Gangstalking, EMF, audio hallucination harassment, RLIF, microchip harassment going on. I believe that whoever can be chipped is being chipped. And they're using surgeons, nurses, doctors, surgeons, nurses, doctors, and these types of people to do that. I think that they are planning something really big. What that is yet, I don't know. But what I think it is just to overthrow, really. What else would you do with it? Right? It has basically already infiltrated the United States and Canada and the rest of the world. Don't forget, we've got places like Europe, we got the Arab nations, we got Turkey, we have Saudi Arabia, we have all these places that already this is happening as well, right? So what it is doing is it is destroying society. It's picking up the people who are the meanest of the mean, the deviant of the deviant, and the aggressive of the aggressive. But it is not only doing that, it's because I assume that our provincial systems may be running and operating this system like our sectors, our minority, some of our minority groups, it's hard, you don't want to say too many names because for fear of being sued through the ass, but I know that the provincial systems and policing is involved in this. There's no doubt about it. There has to be. It has to be. Policing, corrections, probation, CMHA, CSA, all of them. They're all involved in this. They're all laying in bed together. Because those would be the systems that we depend on to function and to provide us with the care that we need to maintain our health and our well-being. You infiltrate those systems of health and well-being and our reality changes very fast. You 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 end up with a system that is not functioning and not healing anybody, not helping anybody, only destroying. And audio hallucinations are just that. I mean, if, like I said, if you get caught blindsided by audio hallucinations and you don't realize who your perpetrator is, then you submit, you succumb, and you end up on this lifetime program of appointments and prescriptions and doctors, and psychiatry and all this stuff. So it really messes things up, right? But they're also desensitizing the good people that we have working within our provinces. They are desensitizing the police to no avail, right? They are making them do things that they don't want to do. You know, they are participating in this. They are participating in this, and what it is it's a conditioning, right? They're seeing who is going to do what. Are they going to do this? Are they going to follow through? And what a better organization to do it through, right? Because of the gang-like, camaraderie, right? It's because of the camaraderie and because of the fact that they have the gang, like a gang structure, but they're not. I mean, I'd hate to think of them like that. But they do stick up for each other lots. They have that, stand together attitude, and if you infiltrate that with something negative, with something evil, then it grows within that system, and eventually you end up with a whole system that is evil, and they just weed the people out that don't want to be a part of that. And that's why I think that we're having such an issue in Ontario with police committing suicide, right? It's because if they don't, if they are a good people being forced to do really bad things, then good people forced to do bad things, put in a position like that, their conscience turns on them. Now, they have families and children and people to worry about, but they also have an issue, a huge issue, with bullying. Peer-to-peer bullying is one of the serious issues within policing that needs to be addressed. And I believe that police officers are committing suicide because they know that if they do that, then their families get an insurance payout, and their wife and children can move on, start a new life, and not have to worry about the harassment, about the bullying that would follow them after, right? Because then their dirty secrets, and I'm sure that they would make you a target. That would mean your family is a target too. And I think a good man in that position would go, you know what, I can't do this no more, but you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my family is taken care of. So they commit suicide, and their family moves on without the harassment, without the bullying, with all that stuff, and they disconnect themselves from the system. But it's unfortunate though, because there's no accountability for these people who are committing suicide. There's no accountability at all, and that's a sad thing, that we can't tell their families why they're not around anymore, or why they decided to commit suicide. And that's very, very, it's very sad. Now, I believe that the Stingray, back to the Stingray, is an ultra crazy technical advancement right, that allows us to interface with a chip that they have been putting in our heads. We can be selected. It can be laid dormant. It can be activated and put online whenever. I think that they are developing profiles. What they're doing is we're building a profile bank, right? They're developing a profile bank with everybody they put in a microchip in. Your profile goes into the data bank. Your habits, your life, your family, your work, your do, whether you pay taxes, whether you do this, whether you do that, whether you're a deviant, whether you're violent, whether you're this, you're that, you're that, you're this, you're this, you're that, you're that, this. Now, if you're not a contributor to society, and you happen to be down on your luck and you don't, you're not paying taxes to the municipality, you're not doing this, you're not doing that, not doing that, well, then you become a target. If you you become a crazy target. Huh? If it doesn't. If you're if you're out of line with them the slightest little bit, you can become a target. Now they have the option to observe. Like, I mean, they can watch through your eyes. They can hear through your ears. I know it sounds crazy. They can also feel what you feel and enter your memory data bank, because our heads are computers and we store information in our brains just like a computer would. A good psychiatrist can regress us, bring us back to points in time in our childhood, things that we don't necessarily remember, and can retrieve that information if they're good enough. So it just proves to you that our brain is a computer that can be looked through. And I think technology has reached that point where we can actually decipher or roll back in the brain